Good morning, day 39. Just sitting here waiting for the big breakfast to start. It is about 7:30. I also forgot to do a closing narration again last night. Forgive me, I'm enjoying my time off. During the afternoon, we're all hanging out. Jim walked in. Jim is very shy and very quiet. He's from Hawaii and he's in his 40s. I usually see him sitting on the side of the trail just taking everything in. But I haven't seen him since Fontana. And the last time I spoke to him, he was thinking of taking a couple days off to let the weather move out of the Smokies. And that's what I ended up doing as well, but because I hadn't seen him, I just assumed he was ahead of me somewhere. Well, he's been just a few hours behind me the whole time. Well, at least I assume the whole time. He's probably been gaining on me as the days have progressed. It's been like a couple weeks, I think, since I've seen him. So he walked in, and to my surprise, he had a adult beverage and became quite chatty. And so we got to know each other, and not only is he chatty, but he's also really funny. So we talked a lot and I got to know him, and we decided to exchange phone numbers so that we could keep tabs on each other to see how we fell, if we started to leapfrog each other again, which is always a fun little part along the trail. He didn't stay the night, so he's back out there, and he is now officially ahead of me on the trail. So we'll see if I run into him again. He does do about the same mileage as I do a day, about 15, 16 miles. He probably does a little bit more than I do. He doesn't stop for breaks. I shouldn't say that. He stops for breaks, but he doesn't eat all day. He only eats once a day, which is shocking to me. I don't know how his body can do it. In fact, I think his body is starting to tell him he needs to eat more frequently, because he bought 16 Snickers bars here, and that's what he's supplementing his one meal a day with. But again, super funny guy, and I look forward to bumping into him again in the future. Aside from that, I went up to my presidential suite later in the afternoon and just kind of hung out here, enjoyed the room, and got a lot of my vlogging done. And then I went back down at dinner time, and I treated myself to a cheeseburger and fries, and also had some chicken wings. Thought I wasn't going to be able to eat it all, but I put away most of it. I had some fries left over, and the bartender quickly offered it up to any of the hikers who wanted some leftover food, and I think that someone scoffed them up. And then I sat down with Lee and Rebecca. I also did not get an opportunity to film them, but they are a couple from Virginia that I met in the Roan Highlands, frolicking in the ramps, and they asked me to take a photo of them. They had only gone 0.2 miles by noontime, so they were really enjoying themselves. And then they had to hoof it down to Doll Flats, which they got to, they said, about 6:45 that night, which is pretty impressive because there was a big climb up Hump Mountain from where they were, and then a rocky downhill. But anyways, they are, they love the flowers and the wildflowers and the edibles and the herbs. So they're really into identifying plants, and they had been here earlier in the day and left to continue on their journey, and then had to come back because they forgot their books here. So they decided to stay for dinner, and while they were here, they called me over. They were trying to identify a particular plant, and it looked like a bleeding heart, but the flower wasn't the same. So I told them that, and they were like, yeah, I think that's right. And so together we were able to come up with what the plant was, and it was some kind of variation of bleeding heart. I think they said it was a Pacific bleeding heart, if I'm not mistaken. So anyways, they were really excited about that, and I actually was able to help them by using Google Image, which worked great for the first plant that we were trying to identify, and then it kind of just didn't want to work for the others, which has always been my issue with that software or that app. But needless to say, I learned a few other plants, and Lee was the one holding the ramps in the video that I shot yesterday of the ramps that you can eat, and I actually did taste one, and it did taste like a mild green onion. It was pretty impressive. So it was really enjoyable hanging out with them and just talking plants and trying to identify the ones from my photos and the ones that they had pressed in a Bible. So they left, and they're back on their journey trying to make their way back to Virginia. Their week of vacation is just about over. But great people. So I'm really loving just meeting all of the folks that are out here on the trail. They were just doing a very small section. I think they did 30 miles over 4 days, so it was very leisurely for them. And then came back up here and jumped in the jacuzzi and had a nice soak, and got to bed a little late, but not too bad. Wasn't too worried about it because I got to sleep in this morning. And so that's where we are, and now I'm just waiting for breakfast, and I'll be back on the trail. I'm gonna try and hustle out of here as soon as I can after breakfast. I couldn't get a place to stay at my next location on the evening that I wanted, so I have to push a little for the next section, which I'm not thrilled about, but it's gonna happen. And so I guess it's gonna be a test to see how well I can do with a little bit of higher mileage. If I can get 16.5 in today with a late start, then it won't be so bad. But it's gonna be a push if the weather doesn't cooperate, because thunderstorms are in the forecast. So everything may go haywire and my plan may completely fall apart, and I'm ready for that if that happens. But we're gonna see what we can do. So the best case scenario is gonna be 2 days of 16.5, but I may try to up that mileage if the weather cooperates, so I can get in a little bit earlier on that second 16.5 mile day. I just need a little more time to get my chores done, but if that's not the case, I'm ready to head out later the following day, the night after, or the morning after the night I stay there. So I guess that's it. I'll see you on the trail.
I was just like, no.
Okay, this is round 1. Stepped on this little fella. Hey there. How are you? How's this for green? Spring is here. just had to stop and film this guy. Look at this huge, beautiful tree. Honestly, this is the perfect climbing tree. Ah, I wish I was 8 years old again. The AT sure does love its cemeteries. I think this is like the 5th one we've walked by. Just saw my first snake. It was not a rattlesnake, but it was not a garter snake either. Told me the name of this, but I can't remember. It looks like pine cones growing. Wait, what? I forgot all about this. Nice! Woohoo! 400!
Hi, everybody!
Just ran into my good friend Shadow again.
Making away.
She's doing a slack pack today.
Southbound. Yes.
Southbound back to 19E, which is where I started from today. So she's just chipping away at those miles.
Yeah, getting acclimated to the trail, and I just saw the most beautiful falls, so you have that ahead. So
Oh, good. Is that Laurel Falls?
It's Jones Falls.
Jones Falls, okay. All right, Thanks for the heads up.
Okay.
All right, bye, Shadow.
Bye.
Hope I see you again.
Me too.
This great little river. Don't panic, I don't have to cross this. This is actually the wrong direction on the trail right now. The trail goes up the side of this river. This is probably the largest water source I've walked along in quite a while. Very nice. I gotta say, this is one of the most humid days I've experienced on the trail yet. It's warm and it's humid. And I've been sweating all day. It'd be a good day for a swim in that river. You can see all those dark clouds behind me. I thought it was going to start raining for the rest of the afternoon, but if you look this way, it's bright and the sun is coming back out. So there's still hope that I might be able to make some decent miles. It's gonna be a late afternoon though. How could I not sit down here for a second? Look at that. Random sign with random mileage distance. Good to know. 407 miles down. Well, made it to camp and met my goal for the day. Actually exceeded it. I was able to go 17 miles today with a late 9 a.m. start and enjoying the day. I had no idea what laid ahead for this section, and so I was pleasantly surprised when the day had at least 3, maybe even 4. They actually called the last one cascades. So 3 waterfalls and 1 cascade to enjoy. The first waterfall, Jones Waterfall, was by far the best. But it was just a nice surprise and reminded me that it's not all about the miles. As I believe I mentioned earlier, I did want to try and push today because I had to make reservations for tomorrow night at my next stop. So I kind of jammed myself up a little bit. And also the weather was questionable. Well, it never rained today. No thunderstorms, nothing. And they were even saying that we were going to get thunderstorms up to 8 o'clock tonight. And it's 8:30 and still nothing. So I was able to get those miles in and do it fairly leisurely, like I said. So that was definitely a bonus. Now tomorrow is supposed to be 100% rain. So we'll see how things go from there. I did take a peek ahead, and there is a little bit of an obstacle that I may have to do a bypass for if it's raining, but we're gonna go and check it out and see what it looks like. And I'll let you know tomorrow when I get there what it is. I'm gonna hold you in suspense. Gonna get to bed a little bit later tonight, but it's not going to be too bad. I think within a half an hour I'll be finished up with everything and ready for bed at 9. Definitely want to be up and walking by 6 o'clock tomorrow. I still have 16 miles I need to do, and with the rain and this questionable section, I am going to need to move quickly through all of that if I can. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm learning that for sure. All right. I will talk to you guys in the morning. Good night.